Okay, boys and girls, now we're going to look at the study guide, page 17. You will need your study guide, lesson 1-6. So let's zoom in. There we go. Okay, so scan lessons 1-6, okay? 1-6 in your textbook, like we did today in class. List two real-world scenarios in which you would use a coordinate system. Well, coordinate planes are really good for showing two different things at once, how two numbers relate. For example, how many pizzas you order, so the cost of number of pizzas. So for example, I could have a coordinate plane, right, where my origin is 0, and along the side I can have the cost, right, the cost in money, and along the bottom my domain can be number of pizzas, 1, 2, 3, 4 pizzas, and it'll show me my total cost and how they correlate on the graph as we go up. Okay. Another one can compare distance and time. For example, if we went on a hike, we can compare how many miles we hiked to hours. So we could show the relationship between hours spent hiking and the miles hiked. So I could have the hours along the bottom and how many miles along the y-axis. Okay, so my domain would be hours and my range would be number of miles, and then I can show the relation between the two. On the side here, you're being asked to write the definition of coordinate systems in your own words. Now don't forget, coordinate systems are used to locate points on a graph. So you go ahead and write that down or write something similar in your own words. Okay, continuing on. Let's zoom in now to work with the vocabulary right over here. Okay, vocabulary startup. Okay, let's read. A set of ordered pairs such as 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 0, 4, 5 is a relation. Okay, so all of this is a relation. They're all going to relate on our coordinate system, coordinate plane. The domain of the relation is the set of x coordinates. So all the x coordinates are the red ones. Okay? The range of the relation is the set of y coordinates. The y is the second one, all the blue ones. Okay, so now we have to label the sets below in the terms domain, order pair, range, and relation. Now, order pair, this was from a previous lesson. An order pair is just a set of two. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is the relation, all of these. One set is just called an order pair. Okay, they're a set, an order pair. All the x coordinates is called a domain, the bottom numbers. And all the horizontal numbers, and all the vertical numbers is called the range, the y. Okay? Alright, go ahead and draw this little squiggly line on the side, squiggly stick man, I guess, to show that you watched this and you followed exactly what I said and what I wrote, and you did the same. Okay, now let's relate everything we've learned to a real-world link and do a problem. So we noticed that we saw this in the other video where we had the bungee jumping example. Okay, the table describes the approximate heights and times of the jumps at 4 bungee sites. Okay, we had 4 bungee sites in our other video as well. I believe the shortest one was Idaho, and this one might have been Austria, and so on. Okay, write the data as the relation with order pairs. Write the domain and range of the relation. So now we're going to identify which one is the domain and which one is the range. Go ahead now and you can pause the video. Just write the relation, boys and girls, the same way we had it above. Write the whole relation. Okay, so all of these in ordered pairs. Okay, and then down here you can tell me which one are the numbers that are my domain and which numbers are the range. Go ahead and pause the video, please. Pause now and try it on your own. It's for your own good. I'll show you the answers in just 2 seconds. So here is my relation, and the reason I put the bigger number in front is simply because I've been given the bigger number in the first column, and the first column is always our x coordinate. Okay, so that would be also our domain, and the second column is always our y coordinate. Okay, so you can see that I listed them in that order. I have y and x, x and y, x and y, x and y, x and y. So the domain is all the x's. So that is our domain right there. And our range is the 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay? As you see there. Alright. That is one more key answer, please. Go ahead and start it and show it to me in class. Okay, next page, page 18, I believe. Okay, let's see. Again, we're being asked to just simply label all of these coordinate or order pairs on our graph. Don't forget that we must always use the x-axis first and then the y. And then for question 7, how would you explain to a friend the steps for graphing a point on the coordinate plane? Well, simply explain that always the first number in the order pair is the number that you count on the x-axis, and the second number is the number that you count on the y-axis. Okay, and the 2 points have to meet, the meeting point, they have to meet on the coordinate plane. So you go ahead with your own words and you can explain this one all on your own. I'd like to see some of your answers when I sign for the homework. And in the meantime, I'm going to give you the answers for this, just so that you can check with yours. But please, again, pause the video now and find all of these coordinates on your own. And in about 2 seconds, you can check to see if you got them right. Pause the video. Now, here are my answers. Now, boys and girls, if you're not pausing the video, you're only doing yourself harm. Okay? I really wanted you to challenge yourself and try to see if you can solve these. A, 4, 7, 4, and 7. Okay? B, 6 and 0. 6 across the x, but nothing up the y, so it stays on the x-axis. C, 2 and 5. D, 0. Doesn't move on the x, it stays at the x right there. 0 and 3. There we go. E, 7 and 4. 7 and 4. And F, 5, 2. 5, 2. And there you have it. Okay, continuing on with the relations. Express each relation as a table. Then write the domain and range. Okay, here we have our relation. Now let's simply take all the x values, all the x coordinates, and list them on the x-plane. Okay, on the x graph, chart. And take all the y coordinates and go ahead and list them on the y. And then just simply write down again all the x in the domain and all the y's in the range. And do the same for number 9. So you have 2 practices. Pause the video, please. Pause now and check your answer as soon as you press play. Pause. Okay, and those are the answers, boys and girls. I hope this is exactly what you have written down as well. If you do, excellent job. It means you understand exactly what you're doing. And you're pretty much ready to take a quiz on this. Let's write a summary. Okay, for this one, I'm just going to tell you what to write, or give you ideas on what you can write, and you go ahead and, write whatever you think is important. But I know that we learned that the x-coordinate is the domain, and the y-coordinates are the range. Okay, we learned about listing, always looking for the x value first, and then the y vertically. Okay, and we learned that we use these coordinate planes to show relationship between 2 values, hours and miles, or number of pizzas and the cost. So go ahead, you can write that we learned to compare 2 values to see the relationship, how they correlate, and domain and range. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing your answers in your words. You might actually have something else that I might have missed. Okay, see you in class.